Welcome to PA Timber Goose. Today is December 16th. Here's where we are here in the parking lot, and we have a nice view climbing up the mountain here, kind of switchbacks. So today I have the Tacoma, and I will have it on four-wheel drive as I slowly creep up the mountain. And I'm going to park up here, and there's a chestnut grove down in here, and that's where we're going to go. This one here I might go to after the season is over. This is actually this game lands here I might go to later. I also used to hunt that. There used to be a lot of turkeys in here. This is on the other side of Port Clinton, I believe. Port Clinton is over here. So this is all one way going up. You cannot come down this hill. So what you have to do is when you want to leave, you have to come out all the way over here. Here's another parking lot here, and then we will come out here. There's a small stream down here. I think it's called Northkill Creek. There are a few native trout in there, but they're very tiny. And Heartland Campsite, the last time I was over there and made a video, I actually parked on this side of the mountain here. Here's 183. And here's Lake Winona, which is a gated community. I wasn't sure what that was. I drove down here till I saw the guard shack, and then I turned around. I should have googled that before I drove in there, but anyhow, it was worth a try. This side over here is currently being logged, and my logging video, the logging truck, I actually made right here. So they're cutting and burning up in here. The only way that you can drive down this road is if you have a handicap sticker to hunt on the game lands. You can ride your mountain bike here. This is also one way. So in order to drive through here, you have to park up here on Route 183. You can drive all the way down here, and this will actually come out the other side of where I'm going to come out today, and then you'll come out down here. I also have hunted this side. There are some deer here, but I've never connected one, and I've never spent a lot of time over here. But maybe we'll ride the mountain bike down here when spring comes and ride up in here. A lot of snakes on this road. A lot of the snake hunters that we see are actually up in here, and the rattlesnakes come out on the road to get warm. When rattlesnake season comes in, I believe that comes in around the 4th of July, and it lasts for about a month or so. Maybe someday we'll do that if my wife lets me. And this gate will be open till 1/16/24. Sometimes this area can be like a washboard and gets very rough. Definitely don't recommend doing this in the car or a vehicle with low clearance. Lots of potholes. First switchback. Lots of giant holes in the road here. There's a little pond there. If you want to try out your suspension on your truck, this is the place to go. I am getting 5 miles to a gallon as I climb up the hill. Hopefully you can see that. There you go. 5 miles to a gallon. I definitely have a full tank of gas today. Let's take a look over the side. It's pretty steep down there. We're still climbing up the mountain. Get a much better view at the top. first turn right here. Okay, here comes a big climb up the hill. I'm going to change my GoPro battery, and we're definitely going to put the truck in low gear. We'll be right back. Some of these spots can be very interesting, especially when you can't see over the hood of your truck. And the right side of this is a washboard. I have it down in second right now. I'm just going to inch our way up over top of this mound. And we'll take a look out the window here. You can see how high up in the air we are right now. Sometimes you get snow on the top because of the elevation, but when you come down the other side, it's raining. That's how high this section is here. Alright, right now we got to get up around this horseshoe. Time for another horseshoe turn here. Sorry if the camera's bouncing. This will definitely tell you how stable the GoPro is. I feel like I'm in an off-roader park. This area is very steep. Kind of sketchy there. I am in second gear right now in the Tacoma. Here's another look back. You can take a look out the window there. We're still climbing to the top of the mountain. I think I have one or two more switchbacks up here. Nice washboard road. Tell me if you'd be willing to drive up this road in a snowstorm. There's no way that I would. This road has taken a lot of use. It has some huge gullies and washboards in it. Should be on top of the mountain here. This should level off, and my parking spot will be on the right hand side where the gate is. As we ascend to the top. There used to be some food plots up here also. Another switchback. The truck is beginning to heat up. I can smell it. We're not redlining yet. Hopefully my GoPro is still hanging on the grill. Taking some cool videos of the climb. Time for a walk. We have one person left in here. This area is mostly maintained for grouse hunting, and at one time there used to be quite a few birds in here. Sorry if the camera's bouncing here. They have so much sunlight in the background, it's hard to see where the camera's pointing. The Appalachian Trail goes through here. It comes up through Port Clinton and it follows this ridge top, and it just kind of weaves in and out. And then it goes all the way to the other side. Check out my Heartland video. There's a cool camp spot at the bottom of the mountain there, right on the AT. It used to be called Follies Campground, but somewhere along the line they changed the name of the campground. think I just scared a deer. Let's take a quick look over here. Sounds like I spooked something. It was either a squirrel or a deer or a bear. This is a beautiful area to go for a walk. Maybe I jumped a grouse. Something blew out of here and gave me a little startle. Let's check out the overlook on the other side here. Got a little totem pole here. I thought somebody was sitting here. Kind of caught me off guard. Let's take a look at the totem pole. It's really cool. Got a, looks like a pumpkin on the top and a face on the bottom. Let's take a look off the side of the mountain here. No hiking boots for me today. I just have my sneakers on. Most of this section that I'm going to walk today is fairly flat, but if you hike through here, this area has more boulders than any spot on the trail that I've seen. It is brutal on your feet. When I hike through this spot, I actually walk down the road. I would not walk on where the trail is because there were so many rocks. Let's take a look here. There's some steam coming up over there. That's probably Limerick nuclear plant. That's quite a few miles away, but it's amazing that you can still see that plume of steam coming out of the cooling tower. There's some windmills on the other ridge. That whole ridge line there where the steam is covered in windmills. You can just barely see it. Beautiful view up here. It's fairly quiet. We're so high on the mountain, you don't really have any road noise in the background here. Get out of this boulder field. Let's go back to the main trail here. We're going to go down to the chestnut tree grove and see if there's any bear sign down there. Here's a look at the AT. Here's your white slash. The AT here just kind of parallels the road. So if you're going to hike through here, you can either hike the ridge line, fight the rocks, or you can just walk down the road. So we have some remnants of snow in the ground here. It's about 10 degrees colder on the top of this mountain. Doesn't look like the sun hits over here too much, but there's still some snow hanging on. This is the perfect grouse habitat with all the thick edges. There's some birds in there. I'm not sure what I scared back there. I don't know if it was a grouse or there was a deer laying up on top of the ridge in the sun. It's kind of windy up here. The sun feels warm, but once that sun goes down, it gets really cold up on top of this mountain. The best time I had hunting up here is when it was rainy and foggy, and all the grouse would flock up, and when you would bump one of them, you would probably jump 5 to 10 at one time. They would go every direction, and they really wouldn't fly that far. They would go to another tree and stop. Got a few birds out of here. I also hit a couple of them when I had a big explosion of brown feathers, and I thought for sure I would have a grouse in my game bag that day, but to no avail. I think the two that I shot up here I never recovered. I think they crawled underneath or something. Grouse can be tough. It depends on what you shot them with and how many pellets hit them. A lot of times you just blow a lot of feathers off of them, and they just, you knock them down and they get up and fly away, only to curl under something and not make it. I can count on both hands how many grouse I've taken over the years, and it has not been that many. I never hunt with a dog. We just kind of walk along the edges here, bump them out, and kind of wing shoot them. Alright, that's Turn the camera around here, give you a look at the mountaintop. Pretty peaceful here. There's another hunter up here somewhere. I believe small game is still in. It's pretty thick down in there. It's a perfect habitat for small game. There's some more snow in the ground. All right, let's walk down the trail further here, and I'll turn the camera on further in. Here's a nice buck scrape on the ground. First one I saw so far. Here's this track. That's a pretty decent sized track. That buck is probably about 2 or 3 years old. Most of the scrapes you see along the edges like this, they're usually nighttime scrapes. They are just marking the edge of their territory. So if you decide that you want to sit there, you're going to be sitting there a long time. You probably will not see if you made that scrape. They'll come early in the morning or a few hours after sundown. Sometimes the whole top of the ridge will be covered in scrapes like that. Every 75 or 80 yards you'll find another one with some rub lines mixed in there. I prefer to hunt the rub lines. If I can find a funnel, I will sit there. A lot of deer will visit that rub line, depending upon where it is and what the funnel looks like. I don't see any rubs or anything along the edge here. Just that one scrape. Pretty much looks the same all the way down. There's a section down here that they cut out quite a few years ago, and I'm curious to see what that looks like. It was all poplar poles. Last time I was down here, and I loved to walk through there because there was always rabbits hiding in these poplar poles because they were covered in honeysuckle and briars, and I could always push rabbits out of there. I had to have my small game pants on and my heavy jacket to protect me from the briars. These briars will tear you to pieces. Got 2 different kinds of picky briars. You got purple ones, and you got the multiflora ruse. I think that was what it was called. The green ones. They're the ones that tear you to pieces. And the multiflora ruse, I believe, is no more. We had they got some kind of a disease that killed all them. And most of your quality small game habitat were in these green pickers, and they all kind of died off and disappeared. And that's where I got most of my small game from. Even with no leaves on these green briars, they were almost impenetrable to predators. Here's a section I used to hunt. These are all poplar poles. It still kind of looks the same. It's been 20 years since I hunted this section, so is this a habitat improvement? I'm not sure. There used to be a lot of rabbits in here, but the soil's so poor up here. There are a few trees that look like they're a little bit older, but basically this still looks the same. This is about 20 years of growth. It's not as dense as it used to be. A lot of times those skinny trees kind of die out because they're not getting the nutrients they need because the soil is so poor up here. Basically, there is no topsoil up here. It's just covered in broken rocks and some leaves that come off the trees. So that was the section that we used to get a lot of the rabbits out of, right in there. Most of the trees up here are fairly small on the top. They keep getting cut down every so many years. So on my community page, I actually have a question on there about the rut. What triggers the rut? Would it be the length of the day, or would it be how many days it was from the last rut? And most people got it right. The shortening days actually is what triggers the rut, and there are actually 2 different ruts. There's an early rut and a late rut. The mature doe actually breed in the first rutting period, and the second rutting period happens around December or later into the end of the year, and they are usually the younger deer that did not breed the first time around. See, the buck are still in search of the younger does that did not go into heat. Very quiet back here. There's a gas line here. I wonder if I walk past the chestnut grove, maybe it's not here anymore. That's pretty interesting. I thought the chestnuts used to be right here, but apparently they're not there anymore. Like I said, that was quite a few years ago. Let's walk down around the corner here. There's a gas line here that I don't remember. Let's see what's down on this side of the mountain. I hunted back on this side too, all across here, but everything in here kind of looks like poplar poles. The habitat in here is very poor for deer. If you cut this and burned it, you could definitely have better habitat for everything. There's some small tracks on the trail here. Nothing significant back here. Let's wish I could get that sun out of my camera. Let's cut across here. Let's see what's on the other side. I think I was going the wrong direction there. I don't want to walk down the gas line. Let's walk down this section here, and we'll see where this comes out. No chestnut trees here. There used to be a big grove of them back there. At some point along the way, they must have cut them down or hit them with some herbicide. There are no more. There's another section here. It's all poplar poles. Last time we were here, this was a field, and it was all grass in here, but now that's all that's left. Little poplars. That should have been burned out a few years ago. Let's take a look down here. See if there's any scrapes on the edge here, or any deer trails coming out of there. This bottom half of this section of 210 has changed pretty drastically. Doesn't look like it was kept up at all. Got some pine trees in there. Let's see what this sign says. There's a trail going back in there. Let's take a look at it, see what it says. Wildlife Habitat Management Project. Working cooperatively to improve habitats for forest, wildlife, the Ruffed Grouse Society. I don't think any grouse are going to be in there. It should have had some TLC a long time ago, and the name's basically another cut and burn. I don't even think I would hunt in there. It's a landmine of rocks and things to trip over. It's pretty thick in that section. Let's see what's down in the corner here. This area here used to be all open. You could walk all through here, but it's pretty much poplar poles now. Let's see if there's another cart road here. Goes out further. There's another cart road. That probably goes back down to the gas line. But definitely grown over. Doesn't look too huntable. And I don't even know if it'd be worth coming back here to look for some birds or not. Might be good for spring gobbler if there's some turkeys left on this mountain. I'm gonna head back to the truck and we'll drive down the other side, check out some of the food plots, see what kind of habitat improvements are on that side of the mountain. So stay with us, we'll be right back. Here's a different kind of oak tree. That's pretty wild looking. I cannot find the chestnut tree grove that was here. You can let me know what kind of oak tree this is. Maybe that's some kind of a high yield oak tree. The area that I'm in right now kind of looked like an apple orchard. They were all chestnut trees. And I see no sign of chestnut holes on the ground. So they either got removed or replaced with this. We'll have to look this up online. And I'll put a description in the comment section what that is. Chestnut trees are very beneficial to wildlife. They will drop a crop every year. And when that grove was here, there was a bear sign in here all over the place, along with all the deer and the turkey sign. This could be what's left of it. Maybe the spotted, maybe this is what's left of them. Maybe the spotted lanternfly took out the chestnut trees. So I'm curious to know what kind of oak tree that is. I wonder if that's a burl oak. But this is definitely the spot where they were. Alright, back to the truck. We'll drive down the other side of the mountain here. We'll take a look at some more food plots on the other side. I haven't seen a burn yet. There's supposed to be a burn up here somewhere. And that's probably on the other end of the mountain here. We'll be right back. A lot of this area has changed, and it looks like a lot of the food plots have grown over again. They used to put some type of a corn in here and stock pheasants up here. But most of this habitat now looks like it's managed for grouse. Best habitat for grouse are reverting homesteads, fields that are growing over briar patches, grapevines. I don't see too many grapevines anymore. Anytime you find old homesteads and they have apple trees and grapevines, hunt around there, you're guaranteed to find some bird and some small game. A lot of this area looked like it was clear cut about 10 years ago, judging by how many saplings are here. A lot of times I could drive through here and we could see deer in the fields out in the food plots that they had. Very thick in here. A lot of clear cuts on top of the mountain here. Here's a really thick grove of birch trees. Let's get a better look here. That sunlight keeps hitting me in the eyes or in my camera, so I can't tell if my frame is centered up. You have to bear with me for a minute here. Let's get out of the sun in the shade. There we go, it's a little better. There's a lot of birch trees in here. This is a clear cut, and you can see how thick that is in there. There's a deer trail going through it. There's a small deer print there. Pretty much the whole top of the mountain looks like this. It's all birch, almost all the way around. So this is what a clear cut will look like. So it only benefits the area for a very short time till it gets to about 10 or 12 feet. And then it's no longer a good habitat. To me, it becomes a desert wasteland because there's no food source in here. This will continue all the way down across the mountain. And as I get down here, the road on the other side will come down from the other side of 210, which is currently being logged. I'm not sure if they logged it through hunting season or not. My last trip on the AT was on the other side of that mountain, and it was actively being logged in September at the time. Once you get up over the front side of the mountain, the road isn't too bad up here, but unfortunately it's only a one-way road. You cannot come in from the other side. The road down there is very narrow. The Tacoma's doing pretty good. It did pretty good climbing up these switchbacks on the front side of the mountain. And it's definitely very thirsty. It's a heavy truck for that 3.6 liter engine. There's another vehicle down there. The road pretty much goes up and down over the hills. We used to come up here and we used to spot deer in the evening and then make our way up the Heislers and look for some deer up there as the sun was going down. I'm not sure if anybody does it anymore. And we had the million candle power spotlight. We would hit the fields with that. That was a lot of fun to see what's around. Still fairly quiet. We're going to continue across the top of the mountain here. And we'll go over to where the road merges on the other side. And then we'll come out the bottom. All right, let's keep driving across the mountain to the other side. This is where the other side comes down. These are all one ways. You can't drive up this side or drive up this side here. So this is the end of the video. Thanks for coming along with PA Timber Ghost 2. Hopefully you enjoyed our short trip through State Game Lands 210. Comments are awesome. Give this video a thumbs up, help the algorithm. As always, hit that subscribe button, help my channel grow. We'll see you on our next video. Thanks for watching PA Timber Ghost.